Y'all, another passport bro has died.
These girls, they grew up in a harsh environment, so you have to keep that in mind. You can be a little bit more aggressive with them because they used to it. You know what I mean?
Do me a favor and watch this video.
Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia. Embassy.
Spoil me, spoil me, spoil me. Everything wants to spoil me. It comes times 11, so lucky like 7, receiving my blessings enjoyably. I'm open to it and I'm ready. My mind and my energy steady. Receiving the flood of the blessings that come in like water. The flow is so heavy.
Y'all, another passport bro has died. I literally just made a video last week about a passport bro who was killed in Brazil less than 24 hours after he arrived by 2 women that he invited back to his house. And I was scrolling and I saw on CNN that another passport bro has died. So the first case, like I said, was in Brazil. This guy went to Colombia. He went to Colombia on a solo trip. He died in Colombia. His family was told that his cause of death was a pulmonary embolism, I believe is how you pronounce it, and that was his cause of death. Well, they received his stuff from Colombia, like his suitcase with all his belongings that was in his hotel room, and when they got the stuff back, there was women's items in the suitcase. So there was like a dress, there was earrings, there was heels, like there was a woman with him, even though this was a solo trip, which now they want it investigated because who was with him? Who was with him on this trip when he died? Because this was a solo trip. That's what they were told. And this article was posted in a Passport Bro Facebook group. So like the Passport Bros are being warned about what's going on overseas. I really don't know why his family took it to CNN or took it to the news, because at the end of the day, this happened in another country. There's nothing that the U.S. can do. You got the cause of death. You're never going to get answers, unfortunately. I'm sorry that, your loved one passed away. God rest his soul if he was a good person. But if it is what it sounds like, again, why are men thinking that women can't not be a threat to them? Like, why do men think that women are not capable of committing crimes against them? Like, you will invite a random woman that you don't know from nowhere. You don't know from a campaign, you don't know from Paul. Why are you freaking inviting a woman you don't know in another country who speaks another language? You're in her territory. That's desperation. You are so desperate for some coochie that you disregard your freaking safety. Like, what is not clicking? And I don't know, I was about to stop the video, but I just feel like women, we have like these thoughts in our head. When we go out of town, we are very vigilant. When me and my best friend were in Grenada, even though I love Grenada, it was a very safe country. As soon as we got in the car, we prayed that God would protect us wherever we were going, to get there safely and to get back to the resort safely. Every freaking time. Men, they just don't have that.
Holy moly, a warning to all the guys out there who call themselves passport bros. Let me share a true story with you. I am currently working with a male client in his 50s. He went to a South American country and found himself who he thought was going to be the perfect traditional woman, 20 years younger. Woo! So it happens. She love bombs him. She treats him like her king, her papi. And she's cooking for him and cleaning for him, and it's romance, and the sex is amazing. And this man is like everything he wanted in a woman. She was it. Until he brought her back to the States, got her green card. She moved into his beautiful, beautiful condo and thought she can run game, dumped him, and met a multimillionaire and broke his heart. The end.
A woman has been arrested over the alleged murder of an American millionaire believed to have died after being fatally drugged in a Goodnight Cinderella scam. Dwayne Antonio Morris, 43, was found dead in his rented apartment in Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil on August 8 this year. He was drugged before reportedly convulsing and foaming at the mouth. Police say Morris and a friend had been lured by 2 women who then drugged them with GHB, gamma hydroxybutyrate, a powerful nervous system depressant, in an attempt to rob them. His companion survived the attack. Leticia Clara Bento da Silva, 23, whom is understood to have met the pair at a local bar, has now been arrested over Morris' murder. A second suspect, whom was caught on surveillance camera leaving the apartment with a woman believed to be da Silva, has not been identified and remains at large. Morris, from Minneapolis, was the founder of Blue Waters Consulting and Seoul Community Development Corporation and managed a $14 million portfolio of businesses. He had traveled to Brazil on business when he fell victim to a tourist drugging scheme allegedly carried out by Da Silva and an unidentified accomplice. The two women are believed to have drugged Morris with GHB, a powerful nervous system depressant, and fled the scene. Morris was with a friend in the Lapa neighborhood when he encountered Da Silva and her friend in the early hours of the day of the incident. Reports suggest the group had drinks at a bar before heading to the rented apartment where Morris was later found dead. The entrepreneur's friend, feeling unwell, left for another location. He later told cops he felt dizzy and disoriented. Morris and the two women arrived at the apartment around 20 minutes past midnight on August 8. Surveillance camera footage showed the two women exiting the building alone just 2 hours later. A doorman can be seen letting them out as they enter a black vehicle waiting for them. Morris, a father of one, was found unconscious in the apartment later that morning. He was dead by the time authorities made it to the scene. Police say that after being drugged, Morris convulsed and foamed at the mouth, the Atlanta Black Star reported. Witness accounts and investigations pointed to Da Silva, who police report has a criminal record for similar offenses and was a suspect in several cases involving drug-induced thefts. The U.S. consulate in Rio de Janeiro has confirmed Morris' death and offered, in a statement, their sincerest condolences to his family. "We offer our sincerest condolences to the family for their loss and stand ready to provide consular assistance," the consulate said.
Passport Bros, meaning brothers. It's a traveling community of upwardly mobile black men accused of going around the world searching for a more traditional and submissive wife, and then return home to humiliate black women in America. Women around the world are speaking out against the Passport Bros, even calling it a form of sex tourism and sex trafficking.
Ladies in foreign countries, ma'am, when you see them passport bros leading through the crowd with their big bald heads and colorful ugly shirts, this is how they live in America. This is it. This is what they come home to after you feed them arroz con pollo. This is what they coming home to, okay? I sprinkle. Okay, this will they coming home to, baby. Remember that.
What up, y'all? I'm here still in DR. I missed my flight last night. I just got off the phone with Spirit. I'm waiting on them to call me back. It's a $100 reschedule fee. I need a cash app, guys. I need a cash app to try to get this fee together, man. I'm so sick right now. I'm sick as hell. I've been trying to call Kayla because I know she's like in the area. So I was trying to call her to like set something up to where I can get like some actual money because I'm hungry. I have very little bread left. I maybe got like $15. I'm just calling on the subscribers now to see can I get another 100 to get the reschedule fee. They try to make me book for a whole nother ticket. I can argue with that guy. I don't got them customer service with Spirit for about had to be at least 45 minutes. I'm damn near, I don't know if y'all can hear, I lost my voice yelling up there and then yelling at customer service. Yeah, man, this trip turned out to be so bad, yo. This trip was so crazy, guys.
Yo, first of all, if you're not following my page, you need to click that plus sign. Follow my page right now. I'm top 5 hated men by other men on TikTok because it's that raw. So listen, man, another passport bro. He is stranded in DR. Oh my God. He's stranded in DR. How did you get stranded in Dominican Republic and you from America? Like, it's certain situations as a man that you should never be in. You're from North America and you're stranded in DR. That means that you knowingly hopped on the plane with limited funds for a vacation, and then had the nerve to miss your flight and had to pay the extra hundun. That extra huncho hurt your pocket. Woo, huncho, that extra huncho hurt your pocket. Like, bro, how did you get stuck in the yard? See, this is why women don't respect y'all, because y'all are irresponsible, okay? And the same way how you got stuck in the yard with limited funds is how y'all be leading women into destruction when they decide to follow y'all and be cooperative with y'all. This is why women don't be wanting to cooperate with y'all. Like, I gotta keep it a thou wow. That is true. You feel me? That's true. Y'all gotta be more competent, yo. You passport bro dudes, y'all gotta be more competent. You know what I'm saying? Because you're grown. Like, yo, how did you get there? Like, how did you get Nobody's supposed to be here. I tricked and spent up my last dime. Oh, 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 no, no.
Yes, I've been seeing all y'all tagging me about the passport bro situation. This is what I got to say about it. I said I wasn't going to discuss it, but so much no more. Because there's a difference between passport bros and passport pookies. Which is why when I talked about it on my platform, I specifically called them passport pookies. Because it's not the same. The actual passport bro is not new. It's not new at all. This has been going on for a long, long time, right? The only difference is you got a bunch of passport pookies who came in and infiltrated the system with their big mouths, blew up the spot, and put a light on something that's been going on for a long time. A lot of the true passport bros, they didn't just go overseas because they were trying to get women. They went overseas because they was tired of the United States in general. They wanted a new start of life and living in a completely different place, and just so happened to meet women over in these new countries that they living in. Passport pookies are just undercover colorists who can't get access to the non-black women over here in the United States that they want. Therefore, they fly overseas where these women who got the look that they are attracted to are in abundance, and they can get access to them with limited resources and limited game. See, over here in the United States, these women who they're attracted to, they don't have the resources to get them, or they don't have the charisma, the game. They don't have the personality to be able to get these women, right? When you dealing with passport pookies, it's going to be one or the other. Either they not attractive or they broke, or they don't have good personalities. When I originally seen the dude named Austin, I'm like, okay, he's not a bad looking guy. They say he got a little bit of money. So his problem is probably his personality. And as more and more his content came to the surface, it verified that's exactly what his problem was, right? The women that he was probably trying to get over here in the United States, they were turned off by his personality. He couldn't even go overseas and his personality not still turn those women off, because he just has a bad disposition and demeanor. But no matter how you slice it and dice it, these men are their own problems, right? No matter what country they run to, no matter what type of woman it is, they will always be the problem because they are the common denominator. But again, these are passport pookies, not passport bros. Passport bros mind their business. They overseas living their best life, doing what they do, and they not making YouTube videos about it. They just living their everyday life. So that's my 2 cents.
Do me a favor and watch this video.
Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia. Embassy
So basically, pretty much like American men who are like traveling to like Medellin. Obviously, you know, they're considered like the passport bros and stuff like that. They're basically just, you know, turning up. They're having like suspicious deaths reported, and they're basically just being found, you know, wherever they're being found at. And obviously it pertains to, you know, like them going to like the country, I guess like meeting up with women or something like that, and then they just get kidnapped and basically get robbed. Some of them make it out alive, some of them don't, but you know. Now this is just me assuming, I don't know 100%, but more than likely these guys that are like going over there and not coming back with their lives, 9 times out of 10, they probably see dudes on TikTok, you know, taking videos with women in like Colombia or Brazil or the Dominican Republic, places like that, right? And they're thinking that these guys, you know, they just have women just walking up to them and they're just being super friendly and they're cool and nothing ever happens, blah, blah, blah. But what they probably don't know is that some of these dudes, they're already paying to like have these women in their videos and paying for these women to like have relations with them and all this stuff. And these dudes seeing these videos are going over there thinking like, you know, shit is sweet. And then dudes that have never been, don't have any experience with women, don't have any experience in traveling to these countries and being way too trustworthy with strangers, complete freaking strangers that are like gorgeous women. And then these women come up to them, 2 of them will come up to them, be like, hey, like, you know, let's hang out, you can come back to our place, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's kind of common sense to know, like, if it's too good to be true, then more than likely it is. No woman, no matter like what she looks like, is just gonna invite some random man that she's never met before over to her house when they just freaking met for the first time. That does not happen anywhere at all. And then what happens is they go with these women, they end up at their place, and then they fix them some food or something to drink, and then they consume that, and then all of a sudden they're waking up the next day with all of their shit taken. Like I said earlier in the video, some dudes make it out, some dudes don't. And unfortunately, to the 8 dudes that lost their lives, you know, it's a tragedy, but it's like, you gotta move with like common sense. Like, if you avoid that kind of lifestyle, like the nightlife with women, drugs, alcohol, and sex and all that, you're not gonna run into these problems. But if you actually go over there for like their culture, their food, you go to see a museum or like a mountain or a waterfall, something like that, you're gonna avoid those issues. But when you're getting involved with like going over to these countries just to have, you know, relations with women, you're gonna get mixed up in that dangerous lifestyle of people who are just gonna unalive you just for your phone and won't think twice about it. Listen, man, at the end of the day, like, do not let these stories that came out about something that happened to like a few men, don't let it scare you from like traveling abroad and going to these countries. Nearly 500,000 people alone last year visited Medellin, so obviously there's a bunch of people going there and having good experiences. This is like a less than 1%, you know, situations that are happening to like a couple Americans. If you're a passport bro, listen, I'm not knocking you. Like, I'm not really a big supporter of the passport bro movement and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't blame y'all for going out there and doing what you want to do. All I'm saying is just move accordingly, be careful, be aware of your surroundings, you know, like some tips, maybe like if you're able to contact people like back at home, let them know like, hey, I made it back to my hotel, blah, blah, blah. Don't walk outside anywhere by yourself at night. Don't be freaking flashing like your jewelry, your brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max. If you are walking on like the side of the road by yourself, make sure like you can see the cars like coming your way and not cars that are passing behind you, because if someone tries to roll up on you, try to kidnap you, if the cars are coming from behind you, then you're easily going to get picked up. So yeah, it's just a couple little tips, but like I said, don't let these little stories like scare you from going there. Traveling is one of the best things you can do, especially traveling to like other countries and stuff like that. There's a lot to see, a lot to learn, places like that.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So in the latest episode of the Passport Bros, I made a video a long time ago talking about the Passport Bros and how, you know, they sitting up there talking about how black women specifically are too masculine and hard to deal with. That's why they go out of the country to find women, because women in other places in other countries are more submissive. Now this so-called they unaliving y'all. They, you know, I can't say the word, they 187 y'all out of the country. And when you finally realize that you are not going to go further and do better till you start at home first. If you can't make things work with the women that you have in your own country, what makes you think you can go out of the country and find better? Those women have men, and those men are making them set y'all up, catfishing y'all on these dating apps for y'all to come down there to get robbed. Majority of y'all get robbed. And unfortunately, a lot of y'all are out here, you know, getting unalived. I can't say the word because it's going to stop the algorithm. Something about saying the word. But long story short, you looking for love in all the wrong places. If you can't make it work with the women you already have in your own country, trust and believe them other women don't give a shit about you. They out here, they all got ulterior motives. They the biggest catfishers. Majority of them have men. A lot of them are already married and they getting pimped out by their men in their own country. That's why a majority of them that go out of town, they make it seem like, oh, they big time Americans and they got money, ain't got a fucking dime. The reason why y'all have a difficult time dating women in your own country, because we know the truth. We know you bums. We know you don't have no money. So you max out your credit card to go all the way around the world to go find a woman that you think is more submissive because she can call you papi, yo te quiero papi, and all y'all a bunch of culeros. You know what I mean? You going to, the man went down there to Colombia, and y'all going down there to Colombia with these women that you found on dating apps, thinking that you about to go down there and have you a great time. These women are setting y'all up. 45-year-old black man go down there for his birthday. I guess with somebody else, found unalive in the jacuzzi. He had 2 women that he supposedly had went on dates with or whatever. They robbed and they unalived him. I hate saying that word, but that's the word I got to use because they not going to allow my video to play. Yeah, they 187, y'all. Y'all thought y'all can go further and do better, huh? Y'all thought because you think that black women are too masculine, too difficult to deal with. That's because we know y'all bums. Y'all can't catfish us. We already know the truth about what your financial situation is. We already know the game that y'all run. So because these women outside, you catfishing them on, thinking you catfishing them on these dating apps or however you hooking up with these women, really, y'all just a fool that's getting fooled. Those women have men, and those men that they have in their own country are pimping them out. Majority of them work for the cartel. Y'all going down there to Colombia. Y'all going over there to Thailand. There was a story, and this was a white Canadian man. Went over there, got divorced from his wife, went over there to Thailand and found some lady, brought her back to Canada. They married or whatever. I think she had a child by him. She was connected to the triad. Once she got what she needed from that man, I guess he had a little money. She called her cousins, them triads. They pulled up on them in Canada and extorted that man. Took that man for everything. He had to move in with his brother. And his brother was raising the niece. The niece was the one that was telling the story. They took all that man's money. You know, what happened to the times when men went through midlife crisis and they just went on and bought a Corvette? You know, played around with a young girl for a couple months until his wife or an old lady find out and beat the shit out of both of them. What happened to those times? Now y'all want to take flights and go out of the country all for an ego stroke because you going through a midlife crisis and you need some attention. A lot of y'all doing all of that, and you go to the extreme because you think you about to get this ego stroke. You like the way she talking to you online. Whole time she catfishing you. Some man is putting the cables on her to tell you to come down and y'all gonna have this life and she gonna take care of you, papi, yada, da, da, da. All for you to go down there and you don't come back home. If you can't make it work with the women in your own country, trust and believe, you going out of the country trying to find somebody is not working to your advantage, especially nowadays, because they are not allowing you all to come back home. You know, Brazil got now they got this whole policy because they tired of y'all coming down there. Now they want you to submit your bank statements. They want to make sure you got at least $2,000 in the bank just to visit their stinking ass place. If y'all ever been to Brazil, it stinks. It smells. It smells. I wish the fuck I would try to have to submit my bank statements for them to see and go through, just to let them know that I got more than $2,000 in my bank account to visit their country. I don't need to come down there. If you went in Brazil in the early 2000s, mid-early 2000s, you just missed your beat. I bet you I wouldn't be down there with them stinking ass, dirty ass beaches. All they do is steal. They the biggest pickpocketers in the world. But men still go down there because they got beautiful women, and they got beautiful men too, posing as women. And a lot of those passport bros, they weren't going down there for the women. They was going down there for them trans women. They was doing that hangover 3 type stuff. It's just not worth it.
Black women do not have a problem with the passport bros. What we have a problem with is on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You're going over there to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king in all your mediocrity. Don't blame us for that.
I gotta go off of what I've seen. They cater to you to a T. I know someone that has married someone and brought her over here. It looks like she's out of magazine.
She would be a model over here, right? Do you think if she was born in America, she would be with him?
No, she would not be with him.
Do you know why? Because they're poor. Y'all are taking advantage of these women, blaming us. Black women are this, black women are that, as if we're causing you to take advantage of these women. Leave us the f out of it.
You know, if I wanted to come back to stay in Brazil, it wouldn't be safe.
So I'm gonna redo this video. Take a look at this in its entirety. I'm gonna redo this because my first one got reported and taken down. But this dude here is one of these passport dudes. And as you can see from his clip, he's been kicked up out of there. And what I'm trying to tell these idiots, and you know, one thing that's funny with these guys, I still can see a lot of the comments. I just can't, my video has just been taken down. But what's funny with these guys is they still don't get it. Because they still project under the comments talking about, oh, here's another brother that's just upset because he don't have a passport. Having a passport is not the problem. Getting you a passport, fools, and want to see the world, ain't no problem with that. The problem is the mentality you're taking. Because even listening to this dude, he's still not taking accountability. He's still pushing it off on the people's misperception of his behavior, of the way he's coming across. You guys, for the longest, have been swearing to the high heavens that if you get to a place like this is going to be your paradise. This is going to be a place where your heaven, where you don't have no more aches and pains. And it is you. It is y'all lack of taking accountability. It is the chump circles that you are getting in where more brothers like you that subscribe to your way of thinking are telling you everything you do is okay, and it's failing. Because you guys don't want to look at self. You continue to blame and project and deflect. And the simple fact that there are other black men like myself who love black women, who love black women only, black women abroad, but who love American black women, who you have just sworn to be the enemy, I don't feel that way. So the fact that he has been humbled and the rest of them, they're talking in a whole different tone, but they're idiots, so they're going to crank back up just because they see videos like this with dudes who just simply respect and love real black women. But don't be this guy in the future. Take notes.
See, I was going to make a video about Passport Bros. But see, because I used to support it, you know, and be like, y'all know y'all do y'all things, fellas, because when I was coming up, my impression of what a passport bro was right, okay. So it was like either rich dudes who just wanted like a foreign trophy wife, right? Or guys like military and stuff that lived overseas for the period of time or traveled overseas and got submersed in the culture, whatever, enjoyed it, wanted to go and like get a wife over there or go live over there, put in the work, learn the language. Because I have a friend that was like that. He ended up moving to South Korea after he got out the Marine Corps. He done went over there, married him a Korean woman. He a teacher over there and everything. So that was my impression of like passport bro, right? But of course, with everything, social media, everybody thinks they have access to things because social media said it's cool. So now it got the movement or whatever it was, got hijacked and like turned into like this dusty incel version of guys who really ain't even got the money to take care of these women, aren't trying to move and submerge themselves in the culture, learn the language, you know what I'm saying? None of that. Don't have the financial means to even take care of the woman when they bring her back to America. And because they're going to places that aren't even, it's like going to Chicago, like the slums of Chicago or the slums of Atlanta or any hood in America, and then trying to pluck a woman out and be like, I'm going to turn her into a wife. I'm going to take her out of her economic slums and bring her over here and try to fix her, but then not even have the money to even like take care of her. Women are women everywhere. You know what I'm saying? These women know who suckers are. That's why you got these dudes that been getting off going over there. Because number one, like I said, they're not submersing themselves in the culture. They're going to places that are equivalent to going to the hoods in America, in these countries, and then moving about on dating apps and shit. That's how you know they suckers. And they're not getting women and doing things in the States. Because if you wouldn't move like, I wouldn't move like these dudes are moving in a foreign country. Like, I wouldn't move like that in America, the way these dudes are recklessly moving in a foreign country where they don't know the fucking language. That's how I know y'all some dweebs that don't get women in America. And now I'm looking at the passport bros like, y'all are some, all right, bruh. If you can't deal with women and get women in the States, you're not going to get women overseas, bruh. Women are women no matter where you go. They can sniff a sucker worldwide. And that's why they going over there and they getting played and they getting set up, because you would know how women move and operate if you got women and operated in America. You know how to move. You know not to go to a woman's house. You know not to do this. You know not to, you know what I'm saying? You would know these things. But that's why y'all going over there getting robbed, getting beat up, getting offed. Because if you a lick in America, you'll be in a lick overseas. So no, passport won't solve none of that shit.
I heard Japan was in desperate need for black men. So me being the smart individual that I am, I went and got myself a ticket. I don't usually do stuff like this, but when the government is asking people to come there, why not? And it's really like the perfect time too, because I was about to go to DR because, you know, if you're in a drought and you got zero hoes, the best place to go is the DR or Colombia. So instead of going to DR, I figured I would just change my flight and see what Japan's talking about. If y'all want to sit back and wait around, then that's cool. But me, I'm the type of guy, I'm going to go get it myself. Just like Young Thug said, I just needed the platform. This should also be a warning for y'all females to do a better job trying to keep your man. Because give him 5 reasons on why he shouldn't just up and leave and go to Japan. I don't really know what to expect when I get there. I just hope I can be loved and swarm with Japan ladies. I hope I can mate with most of them. I might stay there. I might end up staying there. I just want to see if this is actually true. I'm the risk taker. I'm the big dog. You guys want to sit around and hee hee ha ha ha, oh my God. No, I'm the one that's going to go get it. I'm going to keep you guys updated. Stay tuned.
Let me just start by saying that this Passport Bro series is one of the most entertaining and ironic series that I've ever witnessed play out on this app. Roll a clip.
A lot of people in Brazil are misinterpreting the things that I'm saying in English, and they don't really know how to speak English that well, and they're misinterpreting a lot of things because I don't say anything negative about Brazilians, so that's why it's so shocking to me to have this going on. At first, this is very heartbreaking to me. The fact that it was always my dream to live in Brazil, and my YouTube channel was centered around me showing other men, not just the women, but just if you guys understand English and you watch my videos, you see me talk about how I enjoy just, first of all, we can start with just the drinks on how.
I'm going to stop him right there because we all know why he went to Brazil. But before we get into why Brazilians want all the smoke with this man, let's hear from the Passport Bro spokesperson. Yeah.
To say that feminism is worldwide, and this nice young lady here, Stephanie, has accused this man of sexual tourism, and his videos have never, ever promoted this.
Now let's get into the statement that was made that caused Brazilians to not want him in their country. The same statement that Buddy just said, he has never, ever, roll a clip.
You feel a need to wait a day or two? No. So you can go the same day? Yes. That's all I need to know. Get your pass.
Now, if you remember at the beginning of this clip, he said he thinks it was an issue because they don't understand English and they may have misinterpreted what he said. How could they be mad if they didn't understand what you said? How could they be upset if they didn't understand the words that were coming out of your mouth? Now, that's on top of the fact that there are many Brazilians who speak English, in fact, fluent English. So not only did you insult their women, but you tried to play with their intelligence. And now you're heartbroken because they're holding you accountable. Now, I think this is a good time to start exploring that the issue may not be the women in your country of origin. Might not be the women. I don't know. But I don't want to discourage y'all from making this content because it is entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's giving very much soap opera stories, telenovela, like we want it. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Mariana. I am a proudly Brazilian. I love my country, and I decided to come here to make a statement or something like that related to the self-proclaimed movement which is going on all around TikTok called Passport Bros. I don't make content in English. Most of my audience is from my country, but this one deserves a talk. I want to say to all these foreigner men, but especially to the American ones, that Brazilian women are not a commodity. We will not accept your diminishment and exploitation against our poorest and most vulnerable female citizens. We live in a beautiful, sunny, easygoing country, and it's part of our behavior. I would say it's a national trait: the kindness, the gentleness, sense of community, and this maybe free, curious spirit that we have. So, understanding this point, if you are in Brazil and someone, man or woman, smiles at you, for example, it doesn't mean that this person is easy or wants to have sex with you. This is a total misconception of our culture. Brazil was founded in diversity. Here, we have some of the biggest communities outside Japan, Germany, Italy, Lebanon, the whole Africa. So you, no matter where you're from in this planet, are most than welcome here. But we demand respect to our culture and respect to our women. We are vigilant and paying attention.